Hey YouTubers, this is Mike with Wealth Addict. I want to thank you for taking time to watch this video on how to become wealthy even if you are poor. We're going to cover some concepts that may seem kind of far-fetched to you, but I assure you they are not. There are several things you should take into consideration when you're trying to build your wealth, and we're going to cover a few of those. So moving right along. First thing I want to do is talk about water. I know you're probably sitting there scratching your head, wondering what this guy's talking about. Well, I'm going to tell you. Water, it is soft to the touch, which when you think about it, all these characteristics of water is something that you're going to need to become wealthy. Because with a soft touch, it's something you need if you're in sales. You have to be persuasive. You have to reach people on a personal level. You can't be hard and gruff with them, otherwise they just won't buy from you. So that's number one. You can have soft touch. Water, however, can also be hard enough to break stone. Well, that applies to you also. You have to be hard enough to take all the BS from the naysayers and move on. And also, when water gets hit, what does it do? It displaces and then it reforms where it originally was. That is exactly what you need to do. When life hits you and you fall down and you feel like a failure, most people just get depressed, they get angry, and they quit. They get the defeatist attitude and they don't learn from the mistakes they've made. That's what you have to do. You have to learn why life hits you so hard and puts you to the ground. But the main thing is you need to get up. You need to displace. You need to recompose or reform yourself and get back to the level you were at when that hit happened. So water always seeks its own level. Okay, when you think about it in nature, water can be in a lake, it's an ocean, rivers, streams, creeks, so many places water is. It doesn't always have to flow where it is, though. Sometimes water breaks away from a river and it goes on land, and it will overtake that land and widen the river. See, because water does what it wants to do. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't care what you want. It will overtake you also if you're in its way. We've all seen, mass floods everywhere, killing people and destroying properties. Well, that's in essence what it does. It seeks its own level. Now, I'm not saying, and I'm not condoning violence in any way. I'm not telling you to go hurt people for gain, because that's just wrong and you'll end up in prison. But if you take that concept of seeking your own level, you will always, and I mean always, end up on top of every situation. You will never lose permanently. Please like this video, click that subscribe button, and smash the notification bell. Okay, the number one millionaire tactic. It is and always will be to pay yourself first. Any millionaire will tell you that's what they do first. Anytime they get paid, their cut goes to the bank or an investment or whatever they choose. But they do not pay their bills first. They will always pay themselves because, after all, you are what matters. So it could be anywhere from 5 to 30% of your paycheck. So you want to start probably 5%, 10% in that range if you're not making a whole lot of money. If you're making a good amount of money, like say $1,000 a week, $1,500 a week, then obviously you could bump that up to 30% if you really chose to. But the premise here is, once you save that money, you're not just putting it in the bank because it's doing you no good putting it in the bank. I mean, the bank ain't doing anything for you but taking your money and making money off of you. They're not giving you money, okay? They're going to give you maybe, what, 1/4%, I think it is? Yeah, something like that. 1/4%. Think about that. That's nothing. They're making hundreds of dollars on your savings account and giving you pennies. Yeah, I think it's the last place I'd go. So anyway, you want to at least invest 50% of that money. The other 50% you can keep in the bank because you're not worried about the interest accrual, because that's not part of your life plan as far as savings. That's just to have cash on hand for emergencies. Your car breaks down, you need something for your house, or say your kid gets sick, you have to go to the doctor. Something important, not a vacation, not, oh, I want this new piece of furniture. I got the money now, let's go buy it. No, none of that. This is just for important things, in like emergency things only. So 50% of what you're taking out every week goes into a bank account. The other 50% should be invested somehow, some way. You want to make your money work for you, and all millionaires do that. They don't buy frivolous things, big expensive cars. And when they do buy those things, it's because they have a new income stream that is paying for that car. So they're not really spending their money. They're just acquiring cash from a new source of revenue, and it's paying for that little luxury. And that's what you need to start thinking about doing. You're going to need to start thinking about um, multiple streams of income, because that's our next section. Multiple sources of income could be anything from a side job, a part-time job, investments such as stocks or ETFs, or whatever it is you want to invest in, even mutual funds or anything that pays a dividend as far as an investment is considered income. You can start an online store, you can sell physical or digital products, you can create them if you want to save more money. But yeah, there's a couple ideas right there, and it's ultimately for you to figure out what you want to do or what you're good at, and you could turn into a source of income. Um, you don't want this side hustle necessarily to be something that you have to trade your time for. You want, such as everyone suggests, doing t-shirts from print. Although good idea, kind of a pain in the butt to get going, but once it's going, you don't have to spend a lot of time, advertising or getting your customers to go there, because you'll be found, and you'll be on a roll at that point. But that's the whole point, is to find a source of income that you could maybe put a couple hours of your time into. You don't really want a second job, because if you put in 40, 50 hours in your first job, and then you're going to put another 20 into a second job, you have no life. You're not going to have any energy to do anything. Just think about that. Multiple sources of income, and you want to pick something where you're not spending all your time working. That is the ideal. So for me, I chose the stock market. I've got stocks, dividend paying stocks, and it's making a good return. I am not a financial advisor. I am not telling you to purchase any investment, nor am I recommending any investments. This is strictly for educational purposes, entertainment purposes. Talk about the rule of 72 here real quick. Rule of 72 is the rule that tells you basically how long it's going to take you to double your investment. If you know the rate of return or the interest rate that you're earning on your investment, then you can calculate how long it's going to take to double your money. And for instance, you got $1,000 investment earning 4%. If you divide that by 72, so 72 divided by 4, it equals 18 years before you'll have $2,000 without adding any more money into it. Conversely, you have $1,000 investment earning 12% divided by 72. So you got 72 divided by 12 equals 6 years to have $2,000 without putting any more money into your investment. That's what you got to think about when you're investing your money. How can you get the most return for what you put in?